Hey Brandon, how you doing? All right, let's go ahead and see what we got here. We added someone missing from last week. Okay, good job. Save chat. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. So this is a great logo. I think that was really a neat touch. One thing about the logo is it's just lacking in contrast just a little bit, especially when it's going to be viewed at a small size on screen. I might not be able to. I'm not sure there's ample contrast here between the purple and the black background. I would recommend lightening up the color of the purple in that logo, so we really know it's visible. I mean, it's a nice logo. It was a good job, really good job. Okay, problem, ideation and problem. So basically, this is a statement of intent. Okay, problem. Now, what you want to add here is an app solution proposal. Okay, so what you really want to do here is you've identified the problem, so let's give a solution, a proposal. So just a brief paragraph on how your app will solve that problem. I'm going to use a bit of Photoshop to create the assets and construct and include by using XD. Okay, cool. All right, features. So we have functions and features. Good job. Excellent. Excellent. I'm not real sure if it's even worthwhile separating these as main and side features. I would just list them as all features for the app. Competitors, same thing with competitors and main competitors and side competitors. Now, listen, one thing you definitely want to do in your competition comparative analysis is include the pros and cons in 3 different areas, and also include images, maybe in at least 1 or 2 screens of each. But you're going to be talking about the pros and cons of visual design, so you want to include images. So in a competitive comparative analysis, include the pros and the cons of the functionality and the features, the visual design, and the overall usability. Okay, that way we'll get a really good comparison. Target audience, good job. I think 18 to 31. I think 31 is a little bit young to cut this off, and I'm going to say it's most people that chat. And I know my kids are one of my sons is 30, the other's 30, 31. And I had to think about it for a second there. And they are both still really, really into texting and chatting online on their phone. So I think maybe we extend that target audience to up to maybe about 37 or 38 when people stop being so interested in texting and communicating via telephone, other than phone call. Persona number 1, excellent. Persona number 2, persona number 3, excellent. Consumer information. This is interesting, but I would put this all in with your target audience. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it is target audience who will be using the product, so I would move that. Then you have your storyboards. Now, basically, I think it's a really good idea that you've created these scenario storyboards based on the application path. So I think that's pretty good. Now, theoretically, the scenario should be a storyboard depiction of what is happening to cause the user to want to use the app. So you would give this situation where the user can't get something done. Okay, so a brief storyboard of showing the user without the app that can't get something done, then recreate the scene with the app, with the use with this persona using the app and successfully completing the task that he tried to complete without the app. Okay, so I would leave these. These are great, but I would also add just a little storyboard of the actual scenario that's happening that rectifies the problem based on using your app. And you can do that for all 3. Sketches and wireframe, paper prototypes, good, good, good. Digital renders. Excellent, excellent. So user testing create. I think this is great. So how the users did this is, I think this is really strong. So you've got your create a profile, send a message, reset password. Now, I would actually add at least another test scenario in there. Be able to find all steps to 44 users. Was the task simple? Yes. Would it change anything? No. Okay, I just want to check something. Start chat. Okay. Yeah, user testing is great. Really good job. Excellent. Okay, so we have wireframes. We have your sketches for all screens. You have your photographs of your paper prototypes. Now, this is a little odd because these photographs for your paper prototypes aren't the prototypes that are being used here. So there's a little bit of a disconnect here. Um, yeah, so did you do your user testing? It looks like you did your user testing with your wireframes, and that's probably not the best situation to be in. You don't use wireframes for user testing. You use your sketches, and the reason is in case somebody gets something wrong, it's going to be an easy fix. Okay, so sketches of all screens, wire photographs of paper prototypes, summary of testing. You got that. Images. Um, you've got images of your testing session. That's great. Written analysis summarizing the results of testing. That's where you have this, how the users did. That's great too. And prototype. The prototype hasn't been submitted, so we're going to have to go straight to grading for that. I would include a summary page of your testing. This is testing results, but I would use an overall summary page summarizing the testing phase, the testing sessions. And then you have digital renders. These are digital mock-ups of all screens. Good job. So, okay, so what do we need to add here for next week? You need to add a project summary. And in there, you could also, I would include a summary of your testing session, an overall project summary, and then, of course, your bibliographies, including your research and image sources. Okay, so that's what I would include for your final process book. Now, as I said, the prototype hasn't been submitted, so we'll go straight to grading for that. Okay, good job. Thanks very much for sharing. Hey, man, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be glad to address anything that comes up. All right, good job, Brandon. Thank you.